Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. You're not even.
But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years too. Like, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
not
God.
fair.
I mean,
because I don't want it, but
Yeah.
it would be nice to know that like someone's looking.
But
That
when
can
your
get
radar's
dangerous.
turned off, right?
That
You're
can get
beautiful.
real
Don't ever
dangerous.
think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like I wish.
Honestly.
And I'm gonna tell you who knows that more than anybody. Your husband.
And on something that really bothers.
Okay. I'm thinking Red Table Talk needs to be filmed and then edited because things like this should not happen. I think I love Jada Pickett's show. I do. I mean, it's raw, brutal honesty, but wow, this is a lot. I'm sure that Asha Curry is at home right now. This is not good. I mean, this has like Tina Knowles written all over it. You remember when Tina Knowles made that comment about her current husband? Because, you know, Beyonce's daddy, Matthew Knowles, cheated on her, had a whole baby and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, she made the comment about how he wasn't all that, you know, and he was like shocked, right? And he was like, really? And she just gave that, you know, crazy look and mad attitude and was like, yeah. This is like one of those moments where you did it and you can't take it back, and it was nasty. And so as I'm looking at it and hearing her, let me give you a few little, I mean, you heard it right. She's like, my husband gets all this attention. I'm going to be honest about my insecurities. I wish guys would give me attention too. I feel like, you know, she obviously doesn't feel attractive for some reason. And honestly, I never get why women don't feel attractive. I just don't get it. It's one of those things I just don't get. It's just like you're a woman. Somebody's always attracted to you. Like if you're a human being, someone is always going to be attracted to you in some kind of way, whether they say it or not, whether you want to hear it or not. That's just me. I just believe that. I just don't believe anyone can be so ugly like nobody wants them. I believe everybody is beautiful. If you're a woman, you're sexy. You know, some people like, well, I don't have a small waist and I don't have a big butt. No, doesn't matter. Guys, don't you see that guys will date anybody? All of us know some flat booty people who married, or some fat people, you know, or I shouldn't say fat, but thick people who are married. I mean, some people are fat and they married. They happily married. We have all of this stuff stuck in our head about how we should look, how our hair should be, you know, all this crazy stuff about our appearance. And guess what, guys? Nobody cares. Real talk, like whoever you are is perfect. You don't have to look like anybody or do anything extra, or because at one scene they had her throwing a pair of Spanx in like a garbage bin or whatever. Guys, get over it. So what, you got a stomach? If you want to work it off, fine. If it's hanging there, it's hanging there. Okay? Happens when you have children. Happens if you don't have children. So it's like, I can appreciate that part of what she was expressing, you know, that, hey, look, I just want to be me, you know, I don't want to be under this microscope where I have to look a certain way. I get that. What I don't get is that part where she's like, he gets all this attention And I don't get this type of attention from men as he does from women. Now, ladies, let me drop some wisdom seeds here, and I'm pretty sure you'll hear them along the way. Never, ever, ever, ever. If you have a man, I'm talking about if you got a man, you got a man, you got a husband, you got a boo, you got a significant other. I mean, if that's where you are, one thing you never, ever, ever do, never, ever, ever, ever. I mean, I'm putting the EVER on there. Never, ever publicly announce that you're not getting enough attention. Now, I'm not in the Curry's house. She could be receiving the full benefits. And I know it's benefits. But she could be receiving the full benefits of that comment. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She could be receiving the full benefits of that comment. And her husband could be working it out. I hope that's what's happening. However, there's another side to this where you could potentially make your mate feel very uncomfortable and very insecure and very unsure because, that person is supposed to be, your bankroll, your all. You understand? That person is supposed to be your feelings, your emotions, your time, your everything. So when you express that person, essentially it's like saying that person is not giving you all the attention that you need. Now, I'll say this too. She did mention she's a mom of 3. Now, we all know as we get older, we have children, we're going through life cycles. Your 20s is nothing like your 30s. Your 30s are nothing like your 40s. I'm in my 40s. I can imagine my 50s will be nothing like any of the previous times. So listen, what I'm saying is that, quite frankly, it's understood that you're going to go through changes. Now, she's young, and sometimes when you're young, you feel like you're stuck in mommy mode, like you're stuck being, she has a show where she's a cook. She's Steph Curry's wife. They got kids. She could feel a little trapped, And ladies, guess what? That is not an unusual feeling. Like, that's not an unusual mindset. Because you as you are the wife, as you are the mom, as you are the TV host or whatever, you do. You might be a hairstylist. You might be a news anchor. You might be a teacher at school. You might be a stay-at-home mom. Whatever you are, whoever you are, at times you are going to feel like you've lost a part of you. And not just a part of you, but a significant part of you. Like you lost your sexy, you lost your entrepreneurial spirit, you lost your creativity, that you lost your edge, you lost that side of adventure in your life. Or maybe you feel guilty because you do have a lavish life. You are a housewife. You do get to sit at home, and maybe people make you feel guilty about that, and you're feeling like you're not doing enough or whatever. But getting back to Ayesha Curry. So she's feeling less sexy than she did a year ago or 5 years ago or whenever she, had her mojo going on. And that's not uncommon for women. That's not uncommon for women who are on the other side of their 20s, past 25, approaching 30. I always say them dirty 30s, and I don't know how old she is, but it's not uncommon. After you pass 25, you got a few kids, you hit that 30 mark, you in that 30 zone, you could really have all of this mix of emotions. She's had a few kids back to back, I'm going to say this, but trust me, to me, it means absolutely nothing. But your body goes through changes. You may lose weight. You may gain weight. Your skin tone could change. Like your hair can change. So much can be happening with women. So Oh man, I just wish that show was not live. If that's the case, I that really needed to be edited because the way it came out and is out there, I just don't think that's what she wanted to do. I'm not saying she didn't want to express what she expressed. I'm just saying that sometimes our words don't need to be public. Um, Sometimes we just need to understand that you will have those types of feelings and that those types of feelings can be worked through. I mean, I'm 46 years old. I've been married. I understand those times when you just don't feel like you're getting that attention. I've been through phases of life where I'm unsure about my career, unsure about my next move, and maybe I gained a couple of pounds, maybe I lost a couple of pounds, maybe I remember one time my hair was going through this crazy thing. Like I had hair down past my shoulders, thick, full hair, and I went through this crazy phase where my hair was just falling out, like literally. And I went from having a head full of hair to having this coarse, straight hair that was getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And I felt less sexy. I thought, oh my God, because my husband loved my hair. So I thought, oh my God, like I just didn't feel sexy. I just didn't feel like, I just didn't feel up to the ranks or whatever. But I'm pretty good at bouncing back and controlling my thoughts, so to speak, and leveling myself out. And so, I mean, I went and got a haircut. I just went and got a short haircut, you know, and bust that Tatiana on that short haircut. And I was fine, right? And he was like, oh, you look like Halle Berry. Oh, come on, lie to me, baby, if that's what you got to do, honey. But I ain't even saying he lying. I'm saying be okay with who you are. And I just hate that she is so young. And I know kind of where she is as a woman, just as a woman. Because what she's saying is real. You'll feel that way. You will. You, at some point in your life, could potentially feel that way. I get it. But Asha, if I could say one thing to you, I would say to you, as you continue to grow, change, shift, and go through things in life, never ever feel like you are going through them alone and like nobody understands you. And I'm glad you were sitting there with the circle of women, and just like Jada said, been there, done that. Been there, done that. The only thing is about it is it's a hurting thing for your man to hear. That's my thought process behind it. Because if you put the shoe on the other foot, and let's just say Asha was a celebrity, right? And guys, swoon over her or like her pics or always DMing her all the time and, putting themselves out there in front of her all the time. How would you feel if Steph was on a show and he says, man, these dudes always be DMing my wife and, hey, if Steph ever slip up, let me get in there or whatever. I always want her autograph. They just hanging around. I wish I had some female attention like that. Ugh. Oh, God. You see how that tastes? It just, ugh. That's just, I just don't like the way that's biting. I mean, like I said, it took me back to that Tina Knowles situation where she like dissed her husband, in front of the whole world. Like, it's like her husband had to take a L, but she really took the L because that was nonsense. But Asha, this kind of reminds me of that moment where it's like you really have to consider the other person's feelings. And this is another thing I want to say too, since we own couples and all this good stuff. Guys, be mindful of the fact that you do not know how the other person feels. Steph might hate all of that attention. He might just like literally hate it and just feel like, oh my God. This is one reason why I hate being an NBA baller, because these groupies get on my nerves, or people be so starstruck. So what I'm saying is, you don't know how Steph feels about the attention that he receives. And he probably thinks it's cool because he's playing basketball and he's a star and they're fans, and that's okay. Doesn't mean that he's taking it personal, like he's invested in a fan, you know, looking at him in a seductive way. It doesn't mean that he's invested into that. You know what I mean? That's just what his life is. Can you understand what I'm saying? So I think as couples, period, you know, be consciously aware of what you're thinking about, so then you don't make statements based on feelings. You know, you as a married person, you have to be careful about your language, about expressing yourself. I mean, all day long you could sit at home and be like, Steph, I need hugs, I need kisses, I need flowers. Because really no outside person should be making you feel any kind of way. Period. It's like trying to get likes on Facebooks and all that. Why? I mean, I just post what I post. If I get a like, I get a like. If I don't, I don't. I just like the freedom of being able to post whatever I want to post. You feel me? So I think you have to be mindful to guard your mouth, what goes out of your mouth, because wow, that can really hurt somebody. And then, like I said, at home, you could be in his ear all day, letting him know what's up. Hey, this is what I need. This is what I need from you. This is how I feel, you know. So I don't know, guys. I'm going to wrap that up right there. You tell me what you think in the comments below.